Hi and welcome back to a new video. I was editing this vlog and I saw that I didn't even film an intro or a outro, so I thought I'm gonna come in and say hi. I really do hope you had a great week. I'm really going strong with these uploads. I'm proud of myself. This is vlog number 4, so I'm really pushing myself. I'm proud of myself, holding myself accountable that I have to post twice a week. So every Wednesday and every Sunday there will be a new video online. This one we are talking about love and finances, something that is so very, it's a vulnerable subject because money is always, a little touchy feely. Is, people get wild when they have money and their characters can be changed or will be influenced once they have money. And that's why a lot of women are scared to, be with a man and solely, depend on him and his finances, because they are scared to be controlled. And I understand because I have been there. So I'm talking about my experience with love and finances, and also friendships and finances, or even an employer who wants to employ you but doesn't treat you right because they are more powerful, because they think they have the finances, so they think they are more powerful. Yes, I am in a traditional marriage, meaning my husband makes the money, but how do I do it? Why am I not scared knowing that I had so many bad experiences? It's because what I know about myself, I know what I'm capable of. I'm not scared, but also because I know my husband. And in the Netherlands, I'm known for being a trad wife. I did several interviews in magazine, podcasts, and they always ask me, aren't you scared? Or are you not scared that a lot of women, will fall victim because of, the dynamic of such a relationship as a traditional relationship? And I say always, this type of relationship can be dangerous because we're dealing with money. And a lot of people use money as a power tool. That doesn't mean men only. Also, there are women, they feel more powerful. They feel that they are better. And so do you have men that feel better or more powerful because they have money. My husband has never been that type of person. I've been with him for over 10 years. I've known him for over 12 years. We were dating on and off. Even if we have an argument or a discussion or we don't agree, he never uses money as a power tool. He's never been the type of person. Once I have met him and we decided that we wanted to do this for real, he showed me where his money was. He gave me the numbers, the code to the safe. I know his code to his bank account. I have full access to his bank account in my phone. I touch his money before he touches his money, and he trusts me with his money. So I don't do crazy things with his money. If I take money, it's mostly for groceries or whatever. I never ask him for money. Even before that, I never had to ask. He always gave me, let's say, it kind of sounds silly, but an allowance. He gave me monthly. Every month he gave me money, and it was my money. I could do with it whatever I wanted to do. So I never felt less than because I'm not making the money. I had my own. If I needed something, I never hesitated to ask, like, babe, we need to do this, or I need this. I don't feel less because I have to ask. And if you are such a person that will feel less because they have to ask, then this is not the type of relationship for you. But he never used or his power against me. Why I say that, because mostly when people are arguing, that is when they're trying to, you know, set you up or trying to control you, and put their egos into the situation. Mostly when they are upset, they want to punish you. My husband has never been that type of person. Even if we are arguing, I can always get to the money. I can always use his card. It doesn't matter. So I'm talking about this in this video. Hopefully I explained everything well. If there are any questions, or you feel like I didn't explain something well, or there are just question marks, please leave your question down below and I will answer, or even make a new video about it, because I want things to be clear. And it's hard because I'm talking to myself and I know the stories and I know what I want to say, but I don't know if you will receive it the same way. Yeah, also, what else? I don't want to talk too long because this video is already very long. I did the same makeup, only I changed my eyes because I feel like I had to go back to my own creation, the one I created years ago, my own look. And the other look, I love it, but it's, you know, it's not really me. I was trying to get that little clean girl French look, you know, minimalistic, but that's not me. I need my full glam. Yes, confession, I need my full glam. You only live once, so I think you should live the way you want to live and be authentic with it. So this is my look. I hope you like it. So moving forward, this is the face that you are going to see. Well, talking about moving forward, you know, the best things in life are free. So give me something that money cannot buy, and that's a like and a subscribe. And if you like this video, please share it with friends, family, somebody who might want to go into the traditional lifestyle, or one of your girls who's like, I need inspiration for makeup. There's a short hair lady on the internet. You should check it out. I don't know, there are different reasons why you want to look at my videos. Maybe it's just the black family, maybe it's the children. I don't know why you look at me, but you have your reasons, and I'm so happy that you are here. So I have to move on because I have to quickly put this into the full video and upload for you, and I will see you on Sunday. Have a lovely day and see you in the next one. So I'm going to do my makeup. I have to leave. I put my makeup in this bag. So much easier. It's first I put my makeup in here. Like, first of all, it's heavy. There's so many stuff in here that I don't even use. So this is so much more convenient. I can bring it upstairs. I can bring it with me wherever I need to go. So I bought myself a new eyebrow pencil. This is by L'Oreal Paris Infallible Brows. Oh, it's so bright in here. It makes my eyebrows frown. That will affect my application a little bit because it makes me look a little bit angry. But I'm going to do my best. It was on sale. It was $12.99, 1 + 1, so you get one product for free. So let me comb this out. If it's good, then I'm gonna get some more. We will see. It's really compatible to the MAC one. It has a fine tip. So that's great. We will see. The sun is bright. Man, my skin is peeling off. Can you see that? I need to come fix this. Okay. So, I wanted to talk to you about something. While doing my brows, and that is love or relationships and finances. It's a very interesting topic. It just crossed my mind this morning when I woke up, and it's something I want to talk about because I know the lack of finances or the abundance of finances can ruin a relationship. Yes, it can ruin a relationship. I think that a video I saw yesterday of a lady on Instagram talking about she was a stay-at-home mom for I think 8 years. And she was feeling some type of way because her husband made money and she felt like she was only spending the money. And she said that she would discuss with her husband, or she was telling stay-at-home moms to discuss the salary with their husbands so that they don't feel the burden of asking or feeling the burden of just spending what he brings in. And she said that at the end of the day her husband couldn't afford her. And I don't know what happened. Let me check on what's happening down there. And I understand where she came from, but you need to understand that most men, most people could not afford a stay-at-home mom. They just can't. That's the fact. All the tasks you do as a stay-at-home mom, people cannot afford that stuff. And I don't think, or let me speak from my own experience, don't let money control your relationship. It really should not matter if your husband makes money or makes more money than you, or your husband makes less money. It should not determine the relationship, because these things mostly people use to make themselves feel better. A lot of people use money to make them feel better, to make them feel more accomplished. They use it to, you know, as a power tool to control other people. Once you do all these things, your relationship will be ruined. You can never have a successful relationship if you let something like finances define your relationship. It should not matter if you have money or no money at all. It should not even be a conversation. At least in our home, it's not. We don't measure up with money. Not because my husband makes the money means he's better than me. I don't measure like that. I've never measured my life myself like that. And I know a lot of people around me do. I know my parents, when they don't have money, they are miserable. Especially my dad. You just see the changes in his character, in his mood. But once he has money, oh, he is a totally different person. He's happy, he's celebrating, and he wants to share, and everybody can get whatever they want. But once his money is gone, he just feels so low, so like he's not worthy. He makes decisions based upon his financial situation. He said, I don't want a girlfriend because my finances are not where I want it to be. Of course, you want to have money so you can treat your girlfriend, but at the end of the day,
it really does not matter where you are in life. Love makes it all work out for the best. I mean, I don't make life decisions based upon my financial situation, and it's hard. I'm not saying it's easy. It's hard not to do so. It's hard because sometimes if I had this type of money, I would have done this. If I had that type of money, I could have done that. And you know, people make decisions on starting a business or not starting a business because they don't have money. When entrepreneurs start a business, do you know how many stories are out here from entrepreneurs that had zero money, that even had negative money, but they started a successful business? Why? Because they asked, they had a plan, they had skills, they had confidence. They asked, can you invest in my dream? Can you invest in my company? Can you give me a loan? You have to use other tools or yourself and bargain with yourself. Let me just give you an example. I was in an abusive relationship years ago, meaning I think I exited that relationship in 2010. I hear a lot of women say it's very dangerous or toxic for a woman to not have her own income, because without money you cannot make moves, a man can control you. We all know the stories. True, but I don't know if it's women who were in such relationships or it were women who just talk about these things without experiencing abuse. My problem wasn't money leaving my ex-boyfriend at the time. Matter of fact, I was young. I was 19, 20 tops. My problem was mentally and emotionally I was attached to him. Once I became detached from him, I left. I don't care if I had money, no money. First of all, I wasn't living with him, so that's also an experience. I'm not going to talk about the experience of living with somebody who abused you. I wasn't living with him, but I was so attached to him that it was hard to leave that relationship, and he was controlling me by my mind. But once I decided to leave, I just left. I didn't think, oh, I don't have the money, oh, I don't have this. I just left. I saw opportunity. My aunt, she was not really my aunt, but she is a family friend of my mom's. She got a house in Amsterdam. I told her about the situation, and I told her, like, this is the problem. She said, you can stay with me. And I stayed with her until I was confident enough, until the fear was gone and the danger zone, like the height of the danger, it simmered down. And I slept on the floor. She had a mattress, but I slept on the floor because that is what I needed at the time. That's what I wanted. I wanted to be free, and I couldn't stay at my mother's house because he knew where I lived. So that meant he could bother me, he could stalk me, he can wait for me when I came from work or school. So the best thing was to lay low for a while, stay at my aunt's place, wait it out, came back home, and just started moving differently. And that's how I became successful, because people who know the stats are, once you leave your abuser, that's the most dangerous time. That moment, that leaving, and the period after that when they start realizing the relationship is really over and the fear comes in and the anxiety comes in, that's when most girls or even men are being killed. And I have been successful at that. So I have learned that I am the price. I am the thing you bargain. Not money. Money is just a tool. I just know with my appearance, with my character, with my mind, my ideas, my dreams, my everything, that is my money. That is my power. That's my strength. So if I would leave a situation, I wouldn't check my bank account, how much money I got. I would see who is in my network, who do I know, who can provide me with a place to stay, who can provide me with shelter, with, you know, safety. And I think in a relationship, that is how you're supposed to think. You should not measure yourself with money, because money can be in today, money can be gone tomorrow. It's character, like Martin Luther King said, the content of your character, that will decide how far you will come in life. Yes, you might come far with money and buying people's love or attention, but at the end of the day, it will flip. Why? Because you treat people horribly. You make them feel like they are worth nothing. And I will come into the documentary that's going on right now with Louis Dutroux about the manosphere. The first thing I see is bad character. Treating people bad because they have money. Because these boys, men, have money, they treat people horribly. And people do not mind being treated bad because they get gifts, they get bags, they get cars, they get notoriety. It makes them feel better for now. But it's not a sustainable way of living, because how these boys speak, how they speak about other people, it's like you are not even a human being. They treat people like trash, because money controls them. They feel because they have money, it gives them a free pass to treat people horribly. This is not a type of man or boy you want to be in a relationship with, because this person is literally, money is their god. They idolize money. They will do almost any and everything for money. And that is also what the documentary shows. They will be on OnlyFans. They will pimp out girls. They do everything for likes, for streams, for all that stuff. This is not a person who you can be successful with in a relationship. My husband and I are successful because money is not something we let in between our relationship. He doesn't feel better because he makes the money. I don't feel less because he makes the money. I know what I bring to the table. I know who I am. I know what my capabilities are. And I don't mind him making money because I want to focus on other stuff. What people don't understand, the biggest and most precious commodity in life is time. He has money because he works, but he doesn't have time. I have time. I put myself in a position that I have time. I have time to do what I want to do, to explore, to, learn, create. I have time. I can make videos for you because I have time. He does not have time. He doesn't even have the time to spend his money or spend money because he's working. And when he comes home, he's making content. I have time. So what is most important to you? Don't let money control your relationship, because it's not, it's just money. It's just money. If you want to be successful in your relationship, let that be the focus. And success doesn't mean you have to be rich or you have to be financially equal or better than the other one. You are a team, and everybody in the team has their roles and has their tasks. That is how I see a marriage. He has his task, I have my task. I don't focus on what he is doing, and he should not focus on what I am doing, because everything will go down the drain. Once he does what he needs to do and I do what I need to do, everything it's just a harmony. Don't let money come in between your relationship. Don't do it. It doesn't even matter which relationship. It can be platonic, friendships, you with your parents or your siblings, it does not matter. It doesn't make you better or less because you don't make such amount of money. It is the content of your character, how you feel about yourself and how you treat others. Whether they have it or do not have it, whether they are pretty or not that pretty, whether they are popular or not that popular, you should treat people good, with kindness, with love. Like I said, the best things in life are free. So give me something money can buy. Like and subscribe to this channel if you like this content, if you like to see more videos. It's all about love. If you want to learn about marriage, relationships, and how to be successful in that, cooking, makeup, all things girly, feminine, ladylike, subscribe to this channel. Let me know in the comments what you like about it, how you think about relationship, and if you maybe in the past had, let money control your finances, how you look at your husband or your boyfriend, because it can happen. It happened to me in the past. I made decisions based upon, oh, he doesn't have money or he doesn't have a career. I did that in the past. And of course, it's important to be with somebody who has a vision, but that doesn't mean that he has to be at the end of the vision, that he's already reached his vision. You can meet somebody in the middle, or you can meet somebody at the beginning when he's just starting to have a dream. And some people say, don't do that, girl. Don't go for potential. Do what you want to do. Know what you want. Know what you want. If you look at Ralph Lauren, his story, he was not Ralph Lauren yet when he met his wife. He just had a vision and she supported him. You don't know what she did in the back, how she motivated him, inspired him, held him when all things went bad. You don't know, but she stuck with him, and they are still together. And now he is Ralph Lauren, and I think his business is worth billions. Don't let people fool you thinking that you have to be with somebody who's already at the top. Okay? Believe. Support, do what you can do. It is a risk. Love is always a risk. Trust me, dealing with people, being with people is risky because life happens, certain things we cannot control, trauma happens, experience happen, and these things can change a person temporarily, sometimes forever, but also sometimes temporarily, and you can get back on track. Because what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. So never let finances be in between your relationship. Don't let that shape your view of the person you are with. Make sure that person has a good character and that you have a good character. And you can make it work. You can make it work. That's all for now. I'm going to continue doing my face. For now, I like the pencil. It's a bit dark. It's darker than spiked, but it works the same. But yeah, let me know. Because, like 50 Cent said, will you still love me when I flip burgers at Burger King? So you won't like my videos or watch my content because I'm not a millionaire, or because I'm not a billionaire, or I don't live in a certain area, or I drive a certain car. Do these things matter to you? You know? Would you like me better if I would show you that I was vacationing in the south of France, or some kind of luxury place? Would you like me better if I was wearing designer clothes? Do these things matter? Have you ever checked yourself and to see, for why do I like this person? Why do I follow this person? What do I learn from this person? Why do I envy this person? You know? Because I check myself all the time. Like, why do I like her? Or why do I like him? You know, when it comes to influencers online. Is it because they drive a certain car or they have a certain lifestyle? You know? Is their content really great, or are they just trying to lure me in with, you know, the goodies they flash? It's important for you to recognize these traits in yourself. It's of course, it's good to dream. I also dream. I also learn from people who maybe have, you know, more experience, or they have more finances and they can, you know, afford certain things that I never heard of. You know, I found a new YouTuber. His name is Harrison, I think Williamson, something like that. Maybe I'm wrong, I don't know exactly. He cooks, he makes cooking vlogs. And I like his content. Of course, it's nice to look at the content, and he has a beautiful kitchen. But I have learned so much. I think I stumbled on his page a few months ago, and I just saved it as watch later. And yesterday I saw, because I was sick, I was like, let me just do something else. Let me watch something. And I saw his video popping up my recommendation page. And I've learned so much because he has more experience. He uses certain tools or techniques. And I learned from people like him, but also people like Martha Stewart. You know, people who are more experienced in cooking, maybe for bigger groups or for a certain group of people, you know, that are used to drinking wine. Or that is why I look at certain luxury pages. Maybe I want to learn about flowers, you know, stuff like that. Certain soaps, certain skincare that I never heard about, but maybe want to try out. Because if you only look at people who are on the same level as you, you might not grow. And it's comfortable, like, oh, he or she's just like me. But it doesn't help you grow. And life is about learning and growing. That's why it's never smart to let money play a factor in how you feel or how you treat people. By the way, that was Hourglass. I didn't even show you. Hourglass Brandy 10 concealer. Hey, Cam. I think I did too much. No. I'm using the new Estee Lauder Double Wear in the color 7W1. But never let money come in between. That is the whole problem I had with my first boyfriend. He was so money driven. He was a criminal. I knew about his criminal past. At that time I was so young. I was 15. I didn't even understand that it was not right to be with somebody who thinks like that, who thinks that's okay to take from people because people have more than what you have, or because you had a rougher life than them. And he felt entitled to take from people because his life was rough and his mom didn't like him and his dad didn't care for him. So he almost got me like to justify that it was okay for him to be like that. And at one point I started to hold him accountable, like, I'm studying law. It's gonna look weird that I study law or to become a lawyer or whatever I wanted to be. And then you are a thief and you steal, and it's gonna be a bad reflection on me. And he was starting to feel less than me. He felt like I was moving up in life and I would meet new people and I would leave him for somebody better. And that's how it really got abusive, and I tried to change him. I was trying to let him see that there were other options than stealing and robbing, also because he was going into jail, in and out, in and out, in and got out. And he really felt like having nice clothes and money in his pocket, that it gave him, you know, power and notoriety, and that people noticed him, and he held on so tightly on to that image and persona that he created for himself at a very young age. And people feared him, and people knew he had money, and it didn't work. It didn't work because he was so insecure. He couldn't even go into a regular store here in the Netherlands. Zeeman, it's just maybe similar like a dollar store, or it's a clothing store, but it's like it is very, they sell affordable clothes. And he would tell me, can you please go into that store to give me a shirt? I'm like, what the heck is going on? Because he didn't want to be seen shopping at that store. And he let money control him and control the relationship. And he would tell me to shut up because I don't make as much money as him. And he was doing all this for us. And he was, you know, trying to have to let us have a good life. And I didn't appreciate the effort that he put in, and that he was taking all these risks for us, and blah 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 blah, knowing that it's not true, because he was doing it way before he met me. It's not because of me. And he really felt like he needed a lot of respect, because the people in the street respected him, and he felt disrespected by me, when I was just normal and holding him accountable and thinking with him, how can we make sure that you have a better life and you don't get locked up all the time. So there I saw it was not me, it was him that was controlled by money and how people perceived him. And he always needed to have a certain amount of money in his pocket, and he felt like I didn't support him, and that because he was with me and I tried to change him, that I took away his manhood, and I took away his power, basically, because his money was his power, was his strength. And once that was gone, he didn't know who he was, and that scared him. When I never lived, I mean, mind you, we were 3 years apart, so he was 18 when I met him. I mean, how can you define who you are at that age only because of the money you have in your pocket, knowing that it's not even your money because you stole it from people? Get what I'm saying? But that relationship, it couldn't last because he was so controlled by the love of money. Everything was money, and what he drove and what he wore, and it needed to have all these labels and all. That really, you know, that made me say I'm never gonna be with somebody who's a criminal, who, you know, makes money their god, because it really doesn't work. Because he didn't know who he was. And he thought if I have money, then I'm somebody. But come to find out when the money is gone, you are a nobody. Not because life said so, it's because you said so. You say so. So if you let money control your relationship, who are you guys when the money is gone? Who are you? He never used the money to invest or to better himself by, getting a degree, these things, just to invest in yourself that you get better. He never did that. It was just to buy clothes, act the fool, party, showing off, having relations with other girls, because he used to cheat like crazy. That was his only reasoning for having money. And looking back, what would somebody like that think? I had all this money, but I never did nothing with it. It's all gone. You never invested in a company. You never bought a house. You never bought stocks. And that's what I say. It's nice to have money, but what are you going to do with that money? Money is just a tool. If you don't have a plan for money, it has no value. I mean, when I was younger and I was working, at least I thought of doing my driver's license, because I said I'm not gonna leave this job and just buy clothes and buy makeup, and then at the end of the day I have nothing to show for. So what did I do? I had a colleague of mine. She was also a friend of mine. We knew each other from high school. In Holland we don't call it high school, we call it middelbare school, like middle school. And she told me like, yo, let's get our driver's license. And I was like, I don't really want to. It was nothing I planned for, but okay. And I did that. She never did. She told me to do it, but she never did it. I don't know why. And I got my driver's license. I bought a car because I saved up a lot of money. And I was real stingy with my money. I even got into a fight, little fight with her and some of her friends because of money. Because I didn't want to spend all my money when we were going to the Jay-Z and Kanye Watch the Throne tour in Paris. And I had savings in my account, but I was like, I'm not gonna touch these savings because I don't know what I'm going to use it for. So I told her in private, like, this is the type of money I have, and it was the last day of our holiday, so please can you pay for our last day, like the food, maybe the taxi, and when we come home I will pay you it back. Ja, wat is het?
Ik wil ook weer.
Ja, straks, ik ben nog niet klaar.
Bijna klaar?
Yeah. And it could have been more than 100 euros. I mean, it was the last day I did have some money left, maybe 20 euros. So we went shopping, we went eating, I think once that day, and maybe the taxi, not more than that. Whole ordeal turned into something else because one of our colleagues, who was her friend, she really wasn't my friend, but she was with us, we were with the three of us, and this girl called me or texted me. At the time I was working 3 jobs. I was working at Nielsen Media Research and also cleaning houses, and what else? Oh yeah, I was tutoring. And this girl called me like, hey, when am I going to get my money, because I already gave my friend her money. And I was like, give you your money? We never had an agreement. I talked to my friend. If she told you like, yo, this girl Debi doesn't have any money, can you help me split it? Then she should give a portion of what I gave her to you. And she was talking to me like crazy. Not like, hey, how are you? I heard you gave such and such money, but I also, you know, paid for you. Maybe you didn't know. Maybe she was ashamed to tell you that she didn't have it, but I have spent, I also, you know, paid some of the expenses. When you have money, you know, can you please give me, let's say, 50 euros? She didn't even tell me an amount. She started to act real crazy, talking about, yeah, you need to give me your money. And I was like, who the F do you think I am? And at the time, I wasn't ladylike at all. At that time, I was cray-cray. I didn't know who I was. I didn't know my power. I only felt like you are bugging me. You are stressing me. You're talking to me crazy. But I don't feel. And at the time, I just didn't know who I was. And I really felt a way when people. I never told you guys what I am using. I was using Chanel Powder Universal powder, natural finish loose powder, 50 medium intense by Chanel. And I was using MAC Studio Fix NW58 just to set a little. At the time, I didn't know who I was, and I didn't know how to compose myself when I entered crises or conflict. I've never learned how to speak up for myself or to defend myself. I come from a household where if you try to defend or speak up for yourself, you will get beat. Yes. And it wasn't my dad, to clarify, it was my mom. That's why I have a really challenging relationship with my mom, because I have changed a lot. I know my worth, and she remained basically a little bit the same. She hasn't grown, so she thinks that she can control me or treat me the same way she treated me when I was younger. So last year there was a whole thing. I'm not gonna get into that, but that was a prelude why I allowed my ex-boyfriend to treat me that way, because I just learned from home. And so this girl talked to me real crazy, and when I went back to work, I gave her her money. I just threw it in her face like, here, take your money. Not because I didn't have it, but just the way she was approaching me, like she was better than me and I was a bum. And you know, that's why I say don't let money control you, because people really think that they are better than you because they are in a better financial position, or sometimes they don't even know in which position you are, but because you don't flaunt it or you don't flash it, they think you are having financial struggles, whatever the case may be. And this thing became a whole thing at my job. At one point I started to notice that they were, you know, setting me up at work, because I was a supervisor, they as well, and some of them were not a supervisor, they were even above supervisor. And I felt like they were setting me up, and it felt like when I came to the job, I saw certain things weren't being done. They neglected certain things, or they just, you know, purposely just wanted to set me up. So I went to our, you know, manager, and I talked to him about it, and it was a whole mess. Other people started to get involved because my friend, her sister was also working there, and we were never the best of friends, and she felt also that she could talk to me a certain way. It was a whole thing. And they started to threaten me about my ex-boyfriend. We're gonna tell him that you work here. We're going to tell him which car you drive and which shift you are working, so that he can come and kill you. And if he kills you, nobody would care, nobody would find you, because nobody loves you, not even your mom loves you. Like, it really was bad. And I started crying, and I was overwhelmed because I did so my best to, you know, grow and do better for myself. And now I have some girls that I know from the past, because they knew who I was dating in that time, because people in Utrecht, they knew, and we were in school, so you tell each other things. So I was like, wow, all because of money. And even though I paid them, it wasn't enough. They just wanted to chop my head off. And come to find out, years later, when I met my ex-boyfriend, and like I said, content of character, I'm not someone to hold grudges. We were young, he was dumb, I was dumb, and we were dumb in different ways. His stupidness was not my stupidness, but I had to learn how to defend myself, speak up for myself. And when I saw him, he told me, like, this is your car, right? I'm like, how do you know this is my car? Yeah, these girls from your work, and they told me you were working in Amsterdam, and he told me this was the shift you were working. I was like, these girls really contacted them. And what if he was that crazy and started to harass me at work? Could you even sleep and with yourself if something would happen to me, knowing that you set me up? So that's where I knew, like, wow, people out here really do not like you. They really do not like you. But still, I don't care. Even if I would see them today, I would say hi. I don't hold grudges. I move on with my life. You know, you have to learn something from it, and I have learned from it. Oh, by the way, I was using Terracotta Bronzer by Guerlain Ebony. It's a very old one. I don't think they even sell it anymore. But I was shocked. You know, I was really shocked that they really went there. And so I have so many more, like, examples. Like my husband, the mother of his first child. Like I told last time, I was a makeup artist, and one of my clients, like my main clients, who was a pageant, she was in pageants, and I did her makeup. And at the time, I didn't know who did her hair, but she told me this woman is doing her hair, and she's looking for people in her shop, because she opened up a new shop in Amsterdam. She's looking for makeup artists. Maybe you can try to work there. And that lady had that same attitude, and she's not even a lady. That woman, she really approached me like, I'm the boss. You come to work here. I can treat you however I want to treat you, because I'm the one paying you. And she treated me horribly, and that's why I said, no, I'm not going to work for you anymore. Matter of fact, we never worked. We had 3 conversations, and at the 3rd conversation I was like, I'm not going to do it. I see how you treat people. You treat people horrible. You don't, you know, you say something but you do something completely different. And this is all that I've learned because of that first relationship, how to defend myself, how to feel certain emotions, and not to act upon it immediately, but to decipher, to figure out, what does this mean? What do I feel? And is this feeling just temporarily, or is this feeling going to come back as I continue to deal with this person? Because she really felt like, I'm better than you. You are just a little makeup artist that wants to come here, ruin my stuff, thinking you can work under your own name. No, meaning I was a freelance makeup artist, so I wasn't signing any contracts. I didn't work for her. I was just renting a chair But she wanted to make like no, and then you're gonna have the name, but my name is on the plaque outside, and people need to know this is my shop, and you cannot come here and do things under your own name. I was like, this is not going to work. That's why I say, don't let money come in between the relationship you have, whether it be business, romantic, with your kids, with your parents, whatever the case may be. Don't let that come in between what you have. And she came in between that, and look what happened.
That is snakes, bro.
None of us knew we would be in a position that now I would date her ex-boyfriend. I didn't know. My husband didn't know. She didn't know. And now you have to deal with me forever, knowing that you treated me horribly. And because the content of her character, she couldn't. And then she removed her child because she couldn't deal with me and everything that happened in the past. That's why I never burn bridges. Treat people well. Treat people well, because they always say, you never know who you meet when you're going up on the elevator, but you never know who you're going to meet when you go down. And probably it's the same people you treated horribly. And now you feel some type of way because you don't want to face me, because you know you did me wrong. And that's why my dad always say, treat people right. They gonna feel sick when they see you. They gonna feel so ashamed that they treated you horribly. Just be kind. That's what my dad always said. Just be kind. Turn the other cheek, basically. Type of. And keep it moving. Keep it moving. Move on. Don't be bitter. These things happen so that you can grow. Even with the situation with my mom, she was totally wrong for what she did. And I really had to cut her off last year. And I did cut her off for months, like 4 or 5 months. And I was probably going to continue that until one of us dies. But then I was just having, bad dreams and talking to people who lost their parents. And my dream was always for my children to have their grandparents around, because I never had my grandparents around. My grandfather lived in the States, DMV. He lived in Washington DC, so we saw him maybe every summer holiday if my mom could afford it. We would go to DC, Maryland, and Virginia, because he was a very big soccer coach, in that area, Mr. Coach Wooder. And he also, he had a lot of things going on over there. And my grandmother lived in Serum. And this is a place where my mom never really felt like vacationing like that. And from my dad's side, I only know my dad because all his family members live in Ghana. And I've never been to Ghana. I really want to go, but my dad is not very keen on going to Ghana. He's not one of them Ghanaians that have to go every other, like as often as they go. That is not my dad. He doesn't like to go there, and he's been gone from Ghana ever since he was 17. Yeah. What is it? What's your? So I'm one of my kids. By the way, this is Estee Lauder Sumptuous Extreme Mascara. Yeah. I always wanted my children to have their grandparents around and have a sense of family, because I never had that. I have aunties, but I don't know these people really, and uncles. and cousins, and I really don't know these people. This is Charlotte Tilbury Enhance. What is it? Liner Duo. It has two sides, and I use the nude side. So my battery's dying. I need to hurry up. So I wanted my children to have a sense of family, you know, grandparents and all that stuff. So it was really unfortunate that my mom pulled a stunt like that and I had to cut her off. But it didn't feel right. It wasn't like I was celebrating, because my mom doesn't have a lot of kids and she doesn't really have contact with my brother like that. So I really felt like if something happens to her, I'm going to be the one that's going to have to take care of her. And it felt so silly, but I had to do it. I'm going to use this new blush by NARS, Hot One. Yesterday when I was sleeping, it's not really the same. This one is, how is it called by MAC? Is it Brick? I don't even know what it's called anymore. But it's a famous blush by MAC that every brown or black girl needs to have. I'm just gonna use this on a brush, because I want to finish this makeup before the camera dies. Wait. So I finished my makeup. Let me spray my hair. So like I said, I love the eyebrow pencil, and not only did I buy the eyebrow pencil, but I bought this lipstick. It's also kind of a reddish purple. I love it for day to day. It's called Coloris Nude Intense Worth It Intense by L'Oreal Paris. So I'm gonna give me some more brow pencils. Alright. So I will continue on my story later on. I put on these earrings. I don't even know where they're from. I think I bought them at Brigitte Bardot. It's a little store here in the Netherlands. Yes. I love the lips. It's red, but this is a more muted red. So like I said, red can be very versatile. That's why I love red. This is one of my favorite reds. It's not that in your face. It gives you a neutral feeling, but it's still color. It's still there. It's not nude. You don't look dead. You don't look like you blanked out or blocked out all of your color. It's very pigmented. I love it. It's not matte. It has a satin finish. I use this one by NARS. I love it. Hot One. This is one of the items I bought last week at the department store. It's limited edition, so if you want it, get it, because I don't know how long they're gonna have it for. I thought it would be similar to, I don't even know what it's called anymore. I think it's Brick by MAC, but it's completely wiped off. I don't know, but it's not similar at all. It has a little sheen to it. It's a hint of purple. It's similar to the lipstick, and I really think I like that. You know, when you were born in the 90s or grew up in the 90s, people matched their lipstick, their blush, and their nail polish. So it gives me this vibe, like the blush, the lipstick, they match. So for eyes, I kept it simple. I don't have eyeshadow. I just worked in that mascara. I love it more and more every day now that it's getting more drier and that brush really grips my lashes. I put on a nude nude eyeliner in my waterline to open up my eyes and make it more flirty and girly and not that serious and intense. I got my little afro. When I come home, I'm gonna show you my oral nighttime routine. I think this vlog is gonna be immense long, but I'm gonna see how I'm gonna edit and how everything will work together. But I have a lot to share. I have a lot to show you still. I have to do my Easter cooking. Maybe I should do it in a separate video. Nonetheless, mommy's going out. I have to buy myself bread. I have to do some grocery shopping because tomorrow hubby is working and I cannot go outside like that because otherwise I have to take all these 4 children. So I'm gonna do what I need to do and come home because I want to relax and chill as well. And I still have to cook dinner for tonight because we're eating fish. So lots going on. So let me get dressed. Let me get dressed and I will head out. Bow. So we are back in the bathroom. We back it up a little bit. I am tired, but I promise you guys to do my oral care and also I guess my skincare routine. Telling you, this whole stuff takes me at least an hour with shower, taking care of my teeth, taking care of my skin. Today is retinol day, but for my teeth I start out with this. This is amazing for deep cleansing your teeth. So in the morning I use the whitening toothpaste and the whitening mouthwash. Nighttime I use this. It's called interdental brushes. It's amazing. And I flush. After flushing, mouthwash, brushing with either this. I started using this yesterday. I love it already. It's to strengthen and protect your gums. Or I use the original one, the complete protection. This one is great. I've been using this for years. But yesterday I said let me try something new, and it's all from the Expert Care line. So let's start out with the dental brushes. This one is a game changer, and I use I use 0.4 millimeters because my teeth are very close together, and what you do is just go in between. Like, your brush cannot do this. You just go in between. Let me come closer. Let me just zoom in. Yeah, you go in between. After that, we just go in with regular, and just go in and do some extra cleaning. I take our time. And go in between my gums. Like I said, you can have money, but if you don't have time, you cannot do all these things. Now I have the time. I have the time to take care of myself, to take care of my oral hygiene, but it takes a lot of time, and sometimes I'm so tired, but I really need to get this in. I just don't skip one day. If you want to have nice teeth, take care of your teeth. Brushing isn't enough. Flushing isn't enough. You have to have a full hygiene, oral care routine. And it takes different type of toothpaste. I have almost like 4 4 or 5 different toothpaste because they all do different things. If you want to have beautiful, but most importantly, healthy teeth, you don't want your teeth to fall out. You don't want your teeth to be hurting because it will compromise your eating experience. Yeah. I always get compliment as I was younger about my teeth. I never had braces. These are my natural teeth. I never had veneers or anything. These are my natural teeth. That's why I tell my children, especially my girls, take care of your teeth. Don't rush. Take your time. Do what you have to do to take care of your teeth. And I think a lot of people underestimate caring. Taking care of something takes a lot of time and effort. It just doesn't go like 1, 2, 3. You can't buy your way in or buy your way out. You have to do the work. And this here is work. And you know, I just got started. It's not like I'm doing this routine for a long time, especially the whitening part. I just started it when I told you guys, you ladies, about it a few weeks ago. But already I can see the difference. Already my teeth feel much healthier. They are whiter. They are much stronger. My gums feel great. And this also prevents you from paying a lot of money at the dentist office because they have to fix cavities or other things that are wrong in your mouth. So take care of your teeth. Let me continue. Let me come close. See, I'm going all the way up. Once that is done, I go for the mouthwash. Next up, I'm taking my Oral-B Pulsar brush. The one that's I'm taking my parodontax and load it up. And what I do is I place the toothpaste all over here. And once I worked everything in, then I go over with my brush. So basically it's just placing it here, coating all your teeth and your gums like this, and then work it in. Next step is the tongue cleanser. Final step for my nighttime routine is ending with the whitening mouthwash. And I'm just already setting myself up for the morning. But tongue is clean. Also, when you use mouthwash, don't be spitting it out. The product hasn't worked yet. At least wait 30 seconds to a minute to really properly, you know, flush or wash your mouth with the mouthwash so that all the agents, all the products or all the ingredients that are in there, that they can work on your teeth. So this is my final step. And this is a slow process. I'm not expecting to wake up with extremely white teeth. It just goes gradually. With the toothpaste and the mouthwash and the gum care, I just know my mouth has been taken properly care of. It's not the most affordable toothpaste, but it's so worth it. The parodontax, and it doesn't matter which one you use, but use the expert care. That one is really those are the best. If you have sensitive gums or bleeding gums, you know, it's only telling you there's inflammation going on. With the interdental brushes, it's amazing. Your mouth feels so fresh. It will remain fresh till you wake up in the morning. It just, your breath will have no smell, because you have taken care of all the bacteria that will give you a bad breath. So yeah, after I do this, almost 15 minutes or 20 minutes has passed already. I'm going to take off my makeup. Normally I would use this one by Biodermal. It's a oil-based cleanser, and then I would follow up with this CeraVe, a gentle exfoliant. But when I went to the department store last week, they gave me a gift, and I have to say, I used this yesterday for the first time. It's amazing. Estee Lauder Perfectly Clean Multi-Action Foam Cleanser Purifying Mask. The letter on this one, I need to have a full size. I don't know if it's new or it's just an old product, but I'm happy they have given this to me, because I'm going to use it, and then I'm going to follow up with my gentle exfoliant, and then I'm going to head into the shower because Mama is tired. Let me show you how it looks. First, let me take off my earrings. I don't need this anymore. That's what I tell my daughters. Wake up early every day. Take care of your teeth. Don't rush. Don't be brushing like, you know, how our parents used to teach us. My parents used to teach us, going fast. It's not good. You just gotta take your time. Take your time. And brush everything down so that the bacteria don't come up, but they come down and come out. So, next up is the cleanser. Show you. It's thick, but I hope this is enough. I'm just gonna rub it on my face. I should have used this one last. I should have just went with the Biodermal oil cleanser and then follow up with this. And this is great. It's on the ladder. I need me a full size. This is just perfect. Perfect. Also my ears. I put makeup on my ears. Just rub it in. It feels so good. Okay. Clean. Completely clean. It's completely clean. So I really would recommend that one. I'm gonna buy myself a full size because that one is just great. I'm not finished yet. I still have to put on my retinol, my eye cream, other things, but I will come back for that later. Right now I'm gonna hop into the shower. I want to do a shower routine for you, but I don't know yet how I should should film in the shower, because I shower quite hot. It's gonna get real steamed up, and I don't think the camera can handle that. I see all these women and girls online, and they have these beautiful cinematic showering videos, skincare or shower routine. I'm like, how do you do that? I could never. Do they have a glass screen? How does your camera doesn't steam up? once I have figured that part out, because even if I would shower with an open door, the fire alarm will go off because of the steam. So I have to figure that out. Once I figured it out, I will try my best to do my shower routine. But for now, I'm just gonna shower by myself and come back and show you the last part of my skincare routine. So yeah. For supplements, I take these two, the magnesium. Some people say that the magnesium helps them with sleep. I have no problem sleeping because I do a lot during the day, and when I'm sleeping, I'm really sleeping. So I'm not really using it for my sleep, but more for my muscles, especially my knee. Sometimes it's really tight. Next step is this Biodermal pigment serum. Yeah, it helps with hyperpigmentation, and we want, or at least I want, clear skin. I don't want my skin to have too much hyperpigmentation. You use what you need, or at least to help you as much as you can. I rather eat my collagen, meaning I have soups, broths that I can make, or even meat that I can eat that provide that gelatin or that collagen. And I still gonna keep you updated on that one. I haven't made a collagen based broth in a while, but I'm gonna show you. But still, my skin is plump. It's nice and plumpy. It's clear, as you can tell. It looks hydrated. So that's how I go to bed. After that, I'm gonna use the Biodermal for dark circles, dark under eye circles, eye cream. For Vaseline, or for my lips, I use the same Vaseline I used this afternoon. Yes, the coconut butter or the cacao butter Vaseline. I use that to hydrate my lips. Next step, I have just a night cream from the pharmacy. It is their own brand, nothing too fancy. Oh no, I got something else. Oh wait, I almost skipped that step. I almost forgot. I got this as a sample as well when I bought the foundation and mascara by Estee Lauder. And it's called Advanced Night Repair Synchronized Multi-Recovery Complex. I don't really know what it does, but recovery is always good. So I put that because you have to put this before your moisturizer. And it really makes my skin so soft. I don't really like the smell. It smells like tea. It smells like a spa, and I'm not really a huge fan of that spa-like smell. It's light, but it's there. It's just a little like tea. I don't know if tea is in there, but it really makes my skin so soft. So soft. I don't know what it does. I'm gonna read upon it on the website, but it really makes my skin so soft. Feels so good. So now I have to wait another 2 minutes. Not like it doesn't say it on the bottle, but just make sure this is completely worked in, and then I move on with that night cream, and then I'm gonna end off with my CeraVe hydrating cream. Oh, this feels so good. My skin is peeling. I can feel it peeling. Oh, so good. So good. The things you do for, let's say, beauty, or to maintain the gift of beauty, because it's a gift and you have to maintain. I'm all about maintenance, maintaining what you have so you don't have to rebuy, repurchase, or replace what you already had. Appreciate what you have, and if you love it, it will love you back. If you treat it right, it will treat you even better. That is how I think about beauty. Things you have, even things like a couch, for instance, a home. If you take care of it, it will take care of you. Yes, daughter.
Dus geen nacht.
Heb je al een gezicht gewassen? No, dat moeten we eerst doen. Meanwhile, Camille is brushing her teeth. I'm finishing with the night cream. And I'm layering it on. Thick. Thick, thick, thick. Because you want beautiful skin in the morning. Because all the other products are a bit dry, because they're gonna peel off the top layer of your skin. So you just want to follow up with something moisturizing on my hands, because you also got to take care of your hands. And the last step is this CeraVe Hydrating Cream. She's using the same moisturizing cream, night cream, as I was using. Yes, zet het hier. Zit wel even hier kijken, hè? You gotta watch in this thing.
Watch in this thing.
Alright. I'm taking some castor oil and putting it on my brows just to get them fuller, and also put it on my lashes. So I mean, final step when it comes to my skincare. Last step for my hands, because I already put some moisturizing hand cream. I'm gonna use this SC Apricots oil, apricot nail and cuticle oil. I'm just gonna put it on my nails, on my cuticles, and rub that in. Because even though I don't have any nail polish on, I still want to take care of my nails. I used to put on acrylic nails like every 3 weeks, but ever since 2018 I haven't had a set of acrylic on my nails because they kept on breaking. It was too much maintenance. I had to go to the shop. I had to think about what am I going to do next. I could never enjoy it because I would put nails on today and tomorrow I'd be like, oh, next time I want this, because you'd be scrolling on Instagram or Pinterest, and then you see red nails, then you see a French tip, then you see blue nails, then you see colors, then you see glitters, then you see, it was too much pressure. So now I am free. If I feel like painting my nails, I will paint my nails. I used to paint my nails every other day, but now I just care for my nails more than that I paint them. And it's easy. If I feel like putting on nail polish, I will, and I just can take it off whenever I want to. And yeah, that's basically what I do. But I put on cuticle oil every morning and every night. It's more about maintenance. We are so busy with, making everything looking good and putting on makeup and, putting on fake nails, but I never really took care of my hands and my nails. Now I wear gloves when I wash dishes. I make sure I put on cream after I wash dishes. I really take care of myself so that I can, prolong the gift of beauty as long as I can preserve it. So yeah, that was my last step. Now I'm gonna go to bed. It's like 2 hours later because I did my oral care with you. I did my nighttime skincare routine with you. Then I hopped into the shower. I cleaned the shower. Oh yeah. Then I had to do my body care routine. Then I did my finishing nighttime routine. My hands, so now I'm gonna go get a good night rest and see what tomorrow will bring. Hubby has to work tomorrow, so I'll be home with the children tomorrow. I still have to cook and prep for Easter. And I also want to rest. So we will see how everything will go tomorrow. I think I'm gonna wake up early, or at least after I wake up and have breakfast, start with the cake, start with the broth, and also start with the dough for the pastry. Then I have that out of the way, and then later on I will start with the filling for the pastry and for the casserole. And then Sunday I just have to put it in the oven. And I also have to prepare the chicken tomorrow. And then put everything in the freezer or in the fridge, and then Sunday I will put everything into the oven and everything will be done and we can eat and enjoy. For now, I will see you maybe tomorrow, hopefully tomorrow. I will do my best. I will see you.